Hello, this is Jamie Magritte. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. So let's get started. Now this was a color challenge to myself. I have this sweater that has all these colors in it. The royal blue, the turquoise, the black, and the true red, like a blue red. So this is the card I came up with for that, challenging myself. The only ink I'm going to be using is Memento. I have a 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 inch piece of black, a 1 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of black, and a 1 3/4 by 4 inch piece of black. I have a piece of Bermuda Bay, which is 2 by 3 1/4, piece of real red, which is 1 by 5, and a piece of starry sky, which is 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. And then I have my card base, which is thick white, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I'm using the Uniquely Artistic stamp set. I'm using this stamp, and these three, and this one. I'm not using any of the shadow ones. And then this doesn't have any sentiments, so I brought in Go To Greetings, and I'm just using this little hello. Okay, so let's get started. Let's put aside the black pieces and bring in all these colored ones, because those are the ones that we're stamping on. Let's start with the red piece. Again, this is 1 by 5 inches. And I'm using these two little leaves here. I've mounted them on the block together, just to make it a little bit easier. I'm just going to stamp going up this card, this piece. And this last one is only going to use the bottom one, so you don't need to ink up the top one. Okay, so there's that piece. Okay, now this piece, which is 1 1/2 by 3 3/4, and that is Starry Sky. We're using this stamp. This is kind of a big stamp, so I'm going to bring the ink to the stamp instead of the other way around. It's just easier. Get a good inking. I'm going to stamp that right in the center of this card, of this Starry Sky piece. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to bring in our Bermuda Bay, which is 2 by 3 1/4 inches. I'm going to start with this stamp. I'm going to stamp that right in the center. And I'm going to come in with these two little leaves. Add a few of those. Add one here. Add one here. It's alright if they overlap just a little bit. Bring one up here, and they're going to go off the page a little as well. Let's add a couple over here. This one I brought forward a little bit, so it filled out that triangular shape on the card. Now I'm going to bring in this little one here. It's a teeny tiny one. And I'm going to put one here. Put one on either side of these leaves. be done there. But then I'm going to bring in, where's the other? Oh, I just used the one stamp on here. I just inked that one up. And I just put one there. Put one in here, and I'm not connecting it. It's just kind of going there, but kind of works. Let's put one on this other side. Oops, I got that one inky, so. Put one here. Perfect. Okay. Let's close the sink for a minute. Now let's mount these pieces to the corresponding black pieces. So this one's going to go on the 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 inch piece of black. And I'm just going to use my multi-purpose glue for that. There, the black layers are 1/4 inch larger, so there's going to be an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. And since we have this one here, let's flip it over and put dimensionals on the back of it. I'm just going to put one in each corner. Actually, I think I want one in the middle too. Okay, and we'll set that aside for a minute. Now this piece is 1 1/2 by 3 3/4, so we need the one that's 1/4 inch larger. So this is 1 3/4 by 4. Put some adhesive on the back. Center that up. Okay, last little red one. And this layer is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Got a little bit of oozing there, so I'm just going to bring in my melted microfiber cloth and dab it. All right. Now let's bring in our card base. Move this out of the side so that it's not in the way. We're going to lay out these pieces. So this one's going to go about here. It's about 1/2 inch from the edge. This one's going to go over here, and again it's maybe 1/4 inch between them and 1 inch from the top. So let's go ahead and adhere those ones down. And we're just using the wet glue for these. Hardest part is getting them straight. Okay. Now before we put this piece on, I want to stamp my sentiment. Where'd it go? There it is. Again, use the Memento black ink, and I'm going to stamp it down here. Perfect. Oops. I got ink on me, so that off. Okay, let's bring in this piece, take those backings off the dimensionals. And we're going to mount it. We want a little bit of the blue showing on this edge, so it's going to be pretty close to this edge over here. Right there. Perfect. There's the card we just made together. Here's the one I did previously. Well, thank you so much for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper. Oh, I forgot to add the bow. I just tied a little bow from the gingham ribbon. I don't have much left, but we're going to use a glue dot to adhere that. Just grab that glue dot on the back of that bow. Squinch it up a little bit if you need to so it doesn't show. And let's put that ribbon right there. There we go. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your day.